time to start another day. Let's go!
If you'd like to see what the room looked like, check out our previous episode, Perth to Geraldton Part 1. The motel is totally fine for a short stay. Nothing fancy, but comfortable and practical. In the morning, we had a breakfast included in the price. It was simple but had everything you might need. Toast, jams, cereals, ham, cheese, yogurt, juice, and yes, even plant-based milk options if you're lactose intolerant. And most importantly, it gave us the chance to finally try the famous Vegemite. Was it life-changing? Let's just say it's worth trying at least once. But maybe don't spread it like Nutella, learn from our mistakes.
Interesting. Definitely worth checking.
If you're enjoying our content, don't forget to subscribe and give us a thumbs up. It really motivates us to keep going. We hit the road towards Carnarvon, planning several stops along the way. And here's something very important if you're traveling in Western Australia. Once you leave bigger towns and head north, you can drive up to 250 kilometers with no reception, no gas station, no shops, nothing.
And that's how the gas station look in Western Australia. The next gas station is about 150 kilometers away, so don't forget to fuel up before you go. And watch out for the flies, they're everywhere.
Plan your fuel, water and snacks carefully, especially if you're traveling with kids. At one point we stopped for fuel and there was none. Yes, a gas station with no gas. So please fuel up whenever you can. And don't rely on having signal. We had zero reception for long stretches.
As mentioned, don't forget to fuel up, as you might end up like me. And that's how the toilet looks like. Pretty amazing. So clean. It doesn't smell bad.
Along the way, you will see incredible landscapes and wildlife, but also signs of bushfires. Some areas are visibly burned, a reminder of how harsh and powerful nature can be here. And watch the road carefully, kangaroos can jump out unexpectedly. We stopped in the charming town of Northampton, founded in 1864, one of the oldest towns in Western Australia. Our attention was caught by the beautiful St. Mary's Catholic Church, built in 1936 in Gothic style. Fun fact, it was designed by the same architect who created the stunning St. Francis Xavier Cathedral, which we mentioned in our previous episode. The church was built from locally quarried sandstone and topped with distinctive green roof tiles. Although mainly Gothic, you can also spot Romanesque elements. It's heritage listed and definitely worth a stop. And Northampton itself? Small, quiet, very Aussie, and full of character.
That's the classic view of Western Australia. Red dirt everywhere, and nothing besides that.
Next stop, Pink Lake. The color comes from special microalgae that produce natural pigments, giving the water shades from light pink to deep red. The color changes depending on time of day, season and weather, so every visit can look different.
Don't forget to stop by and see the Pink Lake on the way.
Up close, you will see the lake covered in shimmering pink white salt crystals. It almost looks unreal. Ever wondered why the soil in Australia is so red? Western Australia's soil contains high amounts of iron. When iron oxidizes, it rusts, and the rust is red. And the dry semi-desert climate and minimal vegetation, and that intense red landscape becomes very visible.
Welcome to Kalbarri National Park.
Our next stop was the absolutely stunning Kalbarri National Park. The marches in the river carved an 80-kilometer long canyon here, up to 80 meters deep over a million of years. The red cliffs are around 400 million years old. The most famous viewpoint? Nature's Window, a natural rock frame overlooking a dramatic river bend. But getting there is not easy. Narrow paths between rock walls and steep drops will definitely wake you up more than coffee ever could. Wear proper hiking shoes. Bring plenty of water and be careful. When we were there, the feels-like temperature was around 45 degrees.
Welcome to Kalbarri Skywalk.
Another must-see is the Kalbarri Skywalk, a modern glass and steel platform suspended over the canyon. You literally stand above the abyss. The views are unreal.
Greetings from Kalbarri town. Don't forget to look around on the way, as you might see some real kangaroos. Another gas station, another try. Let's take a look if they have fuel. Good news, there's another running gas station right next to the turns Manklia.
After another 230 kilometers, we found a gas station. The big question, will there be fuel this time? Yes, success! We could continue towards Shark Bay. About an hour after turning off the main road into Shark Bay, we reached Shell Beach. It's located within the Shark Bay. UNESCO World Heritage Area is only one of the 2 beaches in the world made entirely of shells. Not sand, shells.
Hello and welcome to the beautiful Shell Beach. That's the clue.
Billions of tiny white shells form a layer up to 7 to 10 meters deep. The beach stretches for about 60 kilometers, and on a sunny day the contrast between turquoise water and white shells is spectacular. Unfortunately for us, the wind was extremely strong and it was low tide, so we didn't stay long. It was honestly unbearable, but it's truly a unique place.
Welcome to Hamilton Pool.
Because of the wind and conditions, we skipped Monkey Mia and stopped at Hamilton Pool instead. To be honest, it didn't impress us much. Broken boardwalks, empty surroundings, but you can see the potential. The further north we drove, the more desert-like the landscape became. Vegetation grew smaller, the land drier, more raw, more rugged. First up, the Aboriginal Heritage and Cultural Center, and a meaningful place to learn about the region's indigenous history and culture.
Welcome to Aboriginal Heritage and Culture Center. If you have time, just drop by, take a look. Unfortunately, we don't have time, so we need to head to Exmouth today. Welcome to the Space and Technology Museum in Carnarvon.
Then we visited the fantastic Carnarvon Space and Technology Museum, which we highly recommend. This museum tells the story of Carnarvon's role in NASA's Apollo missions. The tracking station here was the last place on Earth to communicate with astronauts before their capsule re-entered and splashed down in the Pacific Ocean. A small town with a connection to space history. Pretty amazing, right?
18,096 miles away.
Before heading to our hotel in Carnarvon, we had to make an important stop. Priorities first, snacks. Luckily, there was a Woolly supermarket nearby. Because let's be honest, that no road trip is complete without a supermarket raid. And one thing we love, on the way in there's always free fruit for the kids. Such a small thing, but honestly it's so nice. Free apples equals happy kids equals peaceful shopping. Once fully equipped for the evening, we headed to our hotel for the night. Hospitality Carnarvon Sure Stay Collection by Best Western. We actually stayed there at the same brand before in Geraldton, so we kind of knew what to expect. This one's got the same standard, clean, comfortable, everything you need. Maybe just a tiny bit more old school in style. But hey, for one night, absolutely perfect. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, give us a thumbs up and let us know in the comments. Would you try Vegemite? And would you hike in 45-degree heat? See you in the next one!